Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks, and welcome today to another game played by me. And I've finally sorted myself out. I'm getting good at the game again. I'm just joking. But I do actually have, this is an incredibly good game that I've played in my Bourrasque. I believe this is my second ever highest base XP. Behind my game in the EBR. And yeah, I had this earlier whilst trying to get some replays together for my my favourite tier 8s video. So I was playing in the Bourrasque and I had this game and I was like, right, well I can't just use it for that because that would just be awful. I need to use it for itself because it's really good. So I'm definitely saying words here. So what am I doing? I'm playing in the Bourrasque. It is a tier 9 game, tier 8 and tier 9, so I'm technically bottom tier. It's about 50-50. I think it's a 7-8 game. And I'm playing in the Bourrasque. The Bourrasque is a tier 8 French premium medium tank. It, as I was saying, is one of my favourite tanks at tier 8 currently. It has a 2-shot autoloader, kind of weird, with 2 seconds between shells. Again, not too bad. But the 2 seconds between shells, the shells do 360 damage per shot. So, that does mean that between shots, well, in a clip, which is 2 seconds, because you fire, 2 seconds ago, then you fire again, you can do 720 damage, which at tier 8 is absolutely devastating. The reload between clips, I believe mine is about 20-ish seconds. It might be lower than that, it might be higher than that. But as you can see, I'm already up to 1900 damage. We put one into the links at the start. Very, very, very important shot that was into the links. Because obviously that gets a light tank out of the game. And we also put one into the T-49. The T-49 then went back up to try and get in the bush. And we managed to get a second one into him. Which is very, very nice indeed. That puts us up. We also hit, I think I hit the Patriot once maybe, and possibly something else. The Bourrasque as well, obviously being French, is pretty quick. It's got a decent horsepower per ton ratio. It's definitely towards the lighter end of the medium tank class. It's more of like a medium light hybrid, to be fair. But obviously, because it is a medium tank, it doesn't get the light tank class bonus of having camouflage whilst on the move. Something else about the Bourrasque, even though you do that 720 average damage very, very quickly, the aim time and accuracy are awful. And I thought I'd bring this up here because that shot was absolutely ridiculous. And I never expected to hit that. I thought, oh, screw it, I'll just fire. See what happens. I high rolled as well by 4. And I think I've used all of my RNG up in that one shot for about the next 6 years. That's it, done now. Arty for days. Low rolls and artillery for days for me. But yeah, the accuracy is, I think it's 0.4, if not higher, and the aim time, I believe, is 3.5 seconds. So, like, we're talking Russian 122mm gun aim time. The dispersions are pretty good, so the aiming circle isn't actually that big whilst you're moving. It just then takes, when you stop and aim, it takes a long time for it to get any smaller, and it doesn't get that much smaller. Because as you can see here, if you just focus on the aim circle, as I'm moving around, it really does not get that big, which is pretty good. And look, you see here how long it takes for this to aim in. Ugh, it's awful. And I just fired the second shot there because I'm convinced he's going to die anyway. But, so how's this game working out? So far this game, both teams have lost both their light tanks, which is always nice. Both teams have got 2 artillery. We're on Prohorovka. Our team has taken the hill, but their team have got like bits and bobs going in and around the hill, so we haven't completely won this side of the map yet. Obviously the 1-2 line as of right now is a complete stalemate, and I've just kind of been playing the middle, just putting in shots where I can. Like I said, in the Bourrasque you can put those 720 damage clip in really, really quick, and you can relocate quite quickly as well. We're 5-2 up, we're doing pretty good. We've killed one of their tier 9 heavies, like I said, both their lights. That T-28 Prot who got spotted really early on. We just finished off their Tiger as well, which you just saw me go up to put a shot in. And that's what the Bourrasque is really good at, is it's relocating and popping up somewhere where people don't expect, taking away half the health of another tier 8 tank, and then sodding off. and then coming back 20 seconds later, popping up somewhere, taking off the other half of the health, and then sodding off again. And that's what the Bourrasque does. Look, I'm getting shouted at here. Bot light Bourrasque by this object 7032. Just keep an eye on him and see how much he actually moves this game. How much I'm being shouted at for not spotting as a light tank. 2 points. Firstly, not a light tank. You'd have thought he'd have noticed that, but you know, you don't want to give random teammates too much credit, do you? Secondly, a light tank's job is not exclusively to spot for twats in heavy tanks. I know this may be news to some of you, but that's actually a legit thing. Well, anyway, I've decided that we're starting to push over the east side of the map, so hop myself over the train tracks. It is in counter, so taking the east side of the map is actually a massive, massive advantage. And I decide that I'm going to push up here to try and get some shots into this object 263. We get one in, and the second one, he just falls down the hill before I manage to get a shot in. I do manage to spot the guard as well, which means that he gets destroyed by the 7032 that I should definitely be spotting for, apparently. Keeping the 263 spotted again. Just trying to keep him lit up just so my team can kill him if RT's loaded, anything like that. And if not, I'm not firing here. I'm waiting for the like the best moment, as I need him to give me my side, really. I'm looking at the Persian. The Persian's kind of coming over. I'm like, you see me zoom out there. I know he's going to give me my side in a second. There we go, side. Wait until he's gone too fast that he can't spin back quickly. And put 2 shots in to finish him off. That takes me up to 3,800 damage. That's in a tier 8 medium tank. Imagine doing like 3,800 damage in a T-44 or a Pershing or something like that. That's an insane game. And I'm not done yet. Come back up again. Almost loaded back up again. I push up on this particular part. Finish off the E75. I expect to take 2 shots. Holy moly, that was a high roll. 426. You see, this is a very valuable position to learn. When you go up with this turned over railway car there, because you can go over, get the gun depression to shoot anything in the kind of E6 position, or anyone in this position, and not be able to be hit by anybody sat in the first 2 rows. Obviously, if they're too far forward, like in the C or the D line, you're probably still going to take a hit. Now, I go down that side, finish off the E75 like I said, and now I'm using my speed to relocate back. I'm coming back over towards the 1-2 line because I'm getting shouted at again. I really don't care. Like, people like this just, I find it more funny the angrier they get. It's brilliant. I'm pushing back over this way because if anything, we've got less of a presence on this side of the map, and it's more likely that the enemies are going to be able to push down the 1-2 line and push out that way. Pushing across the A line as well with all of the enemy tanks up where they are, not a great idea. And it's around about this point in my head that I just go, you know what? I'm just going to go see if I can spot. I'm bored of this 7032 pinging. I'm bored of, you know, we're 9-5 up. We've got everyone on our team is in a position to shoot the 1-2 line pretty much. So what I do, this 703 really has got to be in his bonnet about something, isn't he? He's probably got a small penis, if that's of any consolation. Let's be honest. He's a very angry man. So I just decide, you know what, build up a bit of momentum first so that if I, as I'm going over, I'm not instantly going to get shot and destroyed. I've still got 1,000 HP, something that I've actually done quite well this game is keeping hold of my hit points. I go over, I'm still not spotted. I'm being told, Bourrasque, you must spot! Like it is my duty. I go over, take one from the Patriot, take one from the Revelarize. You get 500 spotting on the Arty. This has put me down to a 1 shot for the Revelarize, the Jag Tiger, and the Artillery. Go up, spot the other Arty, the Revelarize, and the Jag Tiger, and drop back down again. And look, all of this, oh, you must spot, you must spot, you must spot. There's not a lot of spotting damage happening here. For all of the tanks that were ready and aimed, I got 148 spotting from an artillery round, which is nice. Go back up, spot the Jag Tiger. see if he can get taken out. Again, for all of this, I must spot and I must do this and I must do that. There's not a lot of damage coming in. Now we finally start to get a bit of damage coming in. I fired 2 at the Ag Tiger. Unfortunately, only 1 hits. But there we go. 1,400 spotting on the Ag Tiger. Much, much, much better. 1,500 make that with the extra 98. I've loaded premium AP now because I've actually run... premium APCR, sorry, because I've actually run out of standard APCR. This tank does have both standard and premium rounds are both APCR. And now you can see my team is actually starting to move up. And it's even at this point I'm like, you know what? I want in on some of this damage. I fire 1 into the Super Pershing. I reload because I know that nothing else is actually pushing up to spot. The Ferdinand's finally starting to get here. But I'm like... you know, I've been spotting for God knows how long now, so I want some of this damage. Come up. Again, like I said, accuracy and aim time is not good, but the actual dispersions are pretty good. And, oh, there we go with that bad, with some of that RNG that needs to get made up. Roll for 301 on artillery that was alive on 302 health, when I had 360 alpha. So there's some of the bad RNG, but yeah, we've got Artie on 1 health, and that is pretty much all she wrote. Unfortunately, I did die at the end, but still, absolutely amazing game. We did 5,500 damage, 4,000 spotting, got 4 kills. That's just an insane game, and I'm pretty sure I actually got more assisted than that, which we'll see in the post-game stats. Yeah, absolutely incredible, incredible game. Really happy that, you know, I did so well in the Bourrasque. And this was nearly 2,000 base XP. And it's not often you have a game that's nearly 2,000 base XP. I don't know if I've ever... I think I managed it once, like I said, in that EBR game. But I think that's the only time I've ever got over 2,000 base XP. So this comes pretty close, which is quite nice. But anyway, let's go jump into the post-game stats. So, there we go, guys. That was, unsurprisingly, an ace tanker. Nobody... Yeah, that came as a surprise to absolutely nobody. We got a Levashio's medal. Yep, that one. For destroying 2 enemy tanks with a medium tank that are 1 tier higher. We got patrol duty, a Confederate, and a high caliber. It's rare that you get both patrol duty and a high caliber in the same game. That's pretty good. And a Confederate as well. 5,000 spotting damage. Like I said, we did get a bit of additional spotting damage. 5,546 damage. A very, very nice game there in terms of damage. Top on our team, unsurprisingly, on damage. Top of our team, unsurprisingly, on XP. 1,942 base. Awesome, awesome game. 21 shots fired. 19? That's not a 9 max. 16 hit and 16 penetrated, which is very, very nice indeed. Look at the amount of credits we made. I was running personal reserves at the time. I think there was like a bonus for a mission or something, but I made 260,000 credits profit. Bearing in mind that we had to fire some premium at the end there as well. And look at the distance travelled. Over 5.6 kilometers travelled that game. So we did do a decent amount of drone around. Again, at the start of the game, getting into the different positions to be able to shoot different tanks. And at the end of the game, using our mobility to finish off different parts of the map. And then push in and spot right at the end as well. The game lasted just over 10 minutes. Just under 11 minutes, pretty much. Well, I died just under 11 minutes. The game lasted just under 12, but you'd think it wouldn't take a minute for them to kill that one arty on 1 health, but it did, because, you know, the teammates in that game were absolutely unbelievable. And that is all she wrote. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. As you can see, I am trying to get back into uploading, so make sure you subscribe. It's the best way to know when I do upload. Turn notifications on as well if you're, like, crazy or something. And make sure you give the video a like if you have enjoyed this video. Other than that, I will speak to you all very soon. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.